We have a warm rest of the week ahead of us. Starting to feel that heat moving in today because our winds have switched to now be out of the south. And you're going to feel that with our Feels Like tracker as we go into the afternoon. And if those clouds start to move on out, which it looks like they will, we're seeing Feels Like temperatures climbing into the low and mid 90s across the area. The highest that we'll feel today is likely into that point. 96 for your typical high Feels Like temperature today in La Crosse. 95 in Eau Claire, a bit warmer to the south and of course a little bit cooler to the north, but still everybody feeling closer into the 90s today, and we're only going to feel warmer as we go into tomorrow. Even tonight we're really not getting a chance to cool off. That's how you know it's going to be hot out there in the coming day, because look at these Feels Like temperatures. 6 in the morning, still feeling like we're staying in the upper 70s. That was actually our high temperature a couple days ago, so a big change around, and we'll feel as we go into the afternoon. Already by the time we get to the noon hours tomorrow, some of us feeling like we're in the triple digits. The max heat index that we're expecting for most of the area tomorrow is going to be close to 105, especially if you're south of I-94. That's where we're seeing the hottest conditions. Areas further to the north still likely feeling closer to 100, but that's about as hot as you'll feel tomorrow. Thankfully, it's looking to be the hottest day of the week, but we really don't have a lot of cooler temperatures on the way after that. At least it will be a little bit more manageable than heat indexes rising into the hundreds. Overnight lows tonight actually going to be close to some records. 78 as we wake up tomorrow morning in La Crosse, 76 in Eau Claire, again near record lows. However, there is a cold front passing through later in the day tomorrow, so we might cool off a tad bit more later in the day, but we'll make sure to check those records out as we get later in the week. Tomorrow's highs, again, the hottest day of the week. 95 for your high in La Crosse, 90 in Eau Claire. Hot and muggy out there, but still very far from our record highs. This is the hottest time of the year, so our records are well into the triple digits, and we're really hoping that we don't break any of those anytime soon, but we do have a chance to break our overnight lows. They're going to be so warm. Record for tomorrow's low in La Crosse set in 1999 is 77. Our forecast for tomorrow morning is 78, but again, we could have one of those situations where we actually hit our low temperature closer to about 11 p.m. at night. Eau Claire, tomorrow's record for the low 74, and of course the forecast a couple degrees above that as well, so definitely something we're going to have to look after. Additionally, we do have the chance for some severe weather to move through as we go throughout later the day tomorrow, mainly seeing that risk for areas north of I-94. There is a small tornado risk, especially for those areas north of I-94, very similar to those tornadoes that we saw a week or two ago. Very likely to be on the weaker side, but still a threat nonetheless. Otherwise, our main chance is going to be with some high winds associated with those thunderstorms. So let's track it all out. We could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms through the early morning hours tomorrow, but really by the afternoon, it's looking like we'll have a little bit of a dry streak coming in because it's going to be too hot for those thunderstorms to form. And then by the evening hours, that's when we see this cold front passing through. These storms up here is where we're going to be monitoring for any severe potential. Otherwise, it doesn't really look like the line has a good chance of really forming up pretty well. Still could see some scattered thunderstorms and showers though across the entirety of the area throughout tomorrow evening, but it's looking like it would be a little bit later in the evening, sometime after about 8 p.m. And again, the main severe chance will be closer to I-94 and northward. Otherwise, we'll have additional thunderstorms passing through on Thursday. Definitely not a washout, but it will help us stay a tad bit cooler. 85 for your high on Thursday, and then already back into the low 90s by the start of next week. But after that, middle of next week, it's looking like we could have some cooler temperatures.
Okay, so we've got that to look forward to. Just get through this hot stretch.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, thanks, Nicole.